Yeah, you might want to check on Facebook. I don't see it there.
Hey everybody, welcome to Burnout Box, Season 2, Episode 23.
Hey.
A little bit quiet today?
Yeah.
You have a sleeping baby.
I do, but she doesn't care if I'm quiet or not. She's got 5 brothers and sisters. Her life is loud, as is mine.
Dinos, race cars, everything.
Yep.
We were making a lot of noise on the dyno last week, and next week we're going to break the internet. So, just everybody...
Are those two things related, or are they two separate events? Mutually exclusive?
The internet's going to break, not the car. The car made a butt ton of horsepower.
A butt ton.
Yes, so there's another metric measurement of horsepower that I've coined known as a FUKTON, not to be confused with a common swear word. However, I'm not saying it right now because I feel
Those
bad.
homonyms will get you every time.
Yeah. So that's just going to be happening. I want everybody to know about that. Steve Turner and Ford Next will be doing an article on it. We'll be having a video drop Monday.
And subsequently the internet will break, and y'all should just contact Al Gore and put on your pants and contact Al Gore.
You know, I think you're making fun of me.
I might be.
But you were involved in this.
What?
You were involved in this.
How?
You drove the car after it.
I did.
Yeah, just to prove that it was still running.
Yep. And I didn't have to walk home. It was great.
Yeah, I didn't have to come get you. So in all seriousness, like, what's going on this Thursday?
Friday.
We have, Travis Schott says good afternoon, VMP and everybody.
Hey,
Hello.
Travis.
Chad Dowd is on the line, says what's up.
Chad Dowd's car is going to run one day.
Chad Dowd's car's going to run one day, and his wife is going to have a baby soon.
Congratulations, Chad.
Ralph Thornton says hello.
Hey, Ralph.
Hey, Ralph.
And Travis says, I like the sound of an internet breaking.
What does the internet breaking sound like?
Apparently a lot like Track Attack's exhaust.
Yeah. So we are only live on YouTube right now, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, Facebook was having technical difficulties, so if you know anybody on Facebook...
If you know Mark Zuckerberg, hit him up.
Yeah, just let him know you can watch our show on YouTube.
I just did a post on Facebook letting people know that.
I thought you messaged Mark. I'm entertaining the crap out of myself, at least.
It's been kind of a busy week this week. Last week we had the holiday. There was no Burnout Box. Sorry if you missed us. And this week is only got one day left. It's Friday Eve.
Friday Eve.
Travis Schott says it sounds like horsepower.
Sounds like horsepower. Smells like E85.
Pumpy 85. Don't want to give away too many secrets.
When you took the car, I'm like, oh my gosh, does it have enough E85 in the tank to make it there and back? Because there's a time when I took a car on a test drive for a video, and it ran out of E85, and it started pouring rain. That was a bad day.
I think there's pictures of somebody holding an umbrella over you while you were putting fuel into the car.
Yeah.
It's the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Ralph Thornton would like to know, do you sell Ben Calamer Stage 2 or 3 MT82s?
We only sell the stage 1s. The 2s and the 3s, I don't know, I guess they're more custom, longer lead times, as they're available directly through Ben.
What you got there?
So,
I was just going to ask.
did we
Oh,
talk
we're
about
going to
these?
listen to the noise again? Yes, we did. And
talk
we
about
made
this
a
before.
symphony.
So, Track Attack did have one of these pulleys on it when it did internet breaking activities. And these, Jordan Weir bought the first batch. You can check out Weir Racing for them. But they will be available from VMP in the coming weeks when we get subsequent batches of pulleys in. And we will be making the GripTech pulleys basically for all the VMP superchargers.
We're gonna grip check the world.
Yeah, because the stuff works. It's a little bit pricey, but like if you can make another pound of boost with the same size pulley and not have to ever worry about belt slip, then it's really freaking worth it. I'm just gonna put that right there.
Does it? So not worrying about belt slip. Does it increase the longevity of your belt at all? I mean, theoretically, I would think that it would.
So yeah, when you have belt slip, like things get really hot. Both the pulley, the bearings, and the seals underneath the pulley, the belt, and like honestly, like when John Lund's car exploded the belt on the dyno, I think that one of these would have saved that situation, and the belt would have lived.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah.
King Cobra says, I want a grip tech for my 14.
14. What's your setup on your 14, King Cobra?
As soon as he lets me
But
know.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
let you know.
We got any more questions?
Kind of quiet. Tim and Joanna Wilson. What horsepower increase? Hold on. Oh, he just removed it.
We can talk about
He
something else.
retracted it.
So, what did everybody think of that Hellcat swapped Miata? It's pretty crazy.
It was crazy, and it was like nicely done.
Yeah.
I was like, it wasn't what I was expecting, but I don't know what I was expecting, so.
It's hard to know what you're expecting when somebody says, "We've got this Hellcat swap Miata. We're gonna bring it over to be tuned." Yeah.
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 King Cobra came back. It's a 14 GT500 JLT off-road X-Pipe.
Okay. Perfect. King Cobra, let us know if you have 14. So you've got. So if you run our hub, then you can run this pulley very easily.
Travis
So-
says the Hellcat Miata is sick.
Yeah.
It really was.
I don't know if anybody picked up on this, but like once I got over the fear, which I got over pretty quickly, like there's no way that car cannot make you smile from ear to ear like forever. So it was pretty cool. Oh shit.
What is wrong with me and drinks?
Well, here. All right, grab me that shirt. Like seriously, just grab the shirt.
Sorry, guys. I did this in the manager meeting too yesterday, Carrie. I don't know, like.
Did you?
Yes, and I almost spilled something earlier today. I feel like I have like butterfingers.
We're getting serious here. Cleanup crew's coming out.
And all I can do
Watch all this.
all I can do is hold the baby too. I'm kind of helpless.
Yeah. Can we just swipe it through? Yep.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. No use crying over, well, it's spilt coffee, yes.
Alright, that can go.
I'm gonna be like banned from having drinks.
It was.
We'll just get you sippy cups.
I guess I need one. I thought the lid was on it well, and I guess it wasn't because I grabbed it and the lid just like,
I've done that before with Starbucks,
yeah.
where they just don't have the lid on quite.
Give me a water, Brian.
Water? The one day I don't. I can get some.
Yeah. What's got that intercooler for? I just made a face at the camera. Is there anything on the bottom of that?
Yes.
Let's see here.
Caffeinated intercooler.
Yeah, that'll just have to
Dry
dry
out.
out.
Like my
Give me one
pants.
more.
Here. Thanks.
Oh, here on the front too. A little drippy. good.
Try to get the coffee residue off. Coffee flavored.
Everything.
Like you're still dropping coffee out of it.
Yeah. So leave that there.
Yeah, it just needs to drain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to
All
put a
right.
quick calendar it?
We good? We can.
I think we're good. All right.
Second time I've gotten coffee on my phone this week. 2 days.
All right, we're back in business. How many questions did we get in the meantime?
And it wasn't even good coffee either, you guys. I'm so sorry that I ran the show over crappy coffee.
Yeah, so Mad Max says hello VMP crew.
Hey,
Just
Mad
chiming
Max.
in on what that cool thing is on the table today. Travis says, or spill fingers, Rebecca. What the actual FU did I just log into? And he goes, oh, spillage.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional. We didn't want to show you our cleanup prowess.
Tim and Joanna Wilson came back and said, what horsepower increase would you expect from adding long tube headers to the following combo? It's a 14 GT, 2018 intake, cat deletes, stock mufflers, auto. Tuned for Alaska 90 octane and Torco.
That Alaska 90 octane. That's pretty rough. But at least you got some Torco mixed in there. And I bet you only get to drive your car like 5 months out of the year or something.
So he wants to know what horsepower increase would you expect from adding long tubes to that combo?
You asking me or asking Rebecca?
I'm asking either one of you.
Do you guys want me to answer?
Yeah.
Okay, 10 to 20 horsepower. I mean, on a naturally aspirated car, long tubes aren't that much, but what else are you going to do? It's kind of, everybody does them. What are you going to say?
Yeah. Thinking about a path to power.
Path to power, yes. The Mustang version.
He came back and said, it is crappy fuel, no E85 here either.
It is amazing that like some remote locations do not have E85. I mean, it's not amazing, it's just...
I was going to say, it's not that amazing. I mean, it was, 3 years ago that we had to drive an extraordinary distance to get E85?
Yeah. But, like Hawaii doesn't have E85.
To me, that's unsurprising.
Yeah, it's an island. But Florida...
Like, Alaska, I guess they don't have a ton of corn up there.
Yeah, they'd have to import it from Canada.
Mad Max says, any updates on the fuel system specs, price, availability?
So it's pretty much done. The design is done. The dyno testing is done. The availability is going to be over the next 2 weeks. Do you guys know the release date on the fuel system?
Fuel system will go out next Friday.
Yep.
The video's coming out, yeah, next
Next Friday.
So 8 days from now, and they will be available to order, and then they will be shipping like the week after that.
So we need to, as soon as we get the grip tech, we need to get the fuel system up.
Yeah. All the parts to make lots of power. Is anybody gonna ask me what that and this stuff is?
I think one person did ask.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They did, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think you asked what he had in his hand, right?
I asked about the pulley, but I think somebody asked what the cool thing, I think the entendre was intended, on the table was.
Oh my gosh, I'm so dense. I'm so dense.
Dun-dun-dun.
Well, I mean, we were dealing with my coffee issues.
Nesting says, I have one E85 station by me in southeast Wisconsin. It's 25 miles away. It's infuriating.
I can
Oh,
imagine.
wow. I mean, at least 25 miles. I don't know, it's not that far.
King Cobra says, high flow intercooler for 0304 Cobra? Question mark?
Ooh, not 0304 Cobra. For 0304 Cobra is needed the most though. But this is the version for Coyote and Coyote. 11 to 17 Coyote.
King Cobra says no.
So we decided to make these a little bit different than some other people make them. They've got MPT fittings, which just means you can use commonly available MPT fittings. You can convert them to AN if you want, or you can use stainless steel or plastic fittings. And they actually found out if you wanted to get this done, but you didn't have time to change out your lines to 1 inch, there's actually a 1 inch to 3/4 fitting. I know it kind of defeats the purpose, but like I said, sometimes you got a race car going, you don't have time to get the all the parts finished. Once you get your 1 inch hoses installed, these are true 1 inch fittings, and there's a nice big increase in flow with those.
Stefan would like to know, will there be a big difference between an 82 millimeter pulley and a 79, and how much power gain?
About 10 to 20 horsepower. The limitation we run up to against when you're, of course, increasing boost and you're running on pump gas is how much timing it'll take. Definitely, you get more air, you get another pound of boost and like another 20 horsepower with the pulley change. It's just a matter of if the fuel quality is good enough to take the extra boost without reducing timing too much. Inevitably, when you're in an octane limited situation, you're going to decrease timing slightly with increased boost and increased load, and that's just how timing maps work. So it's just a matter of having enough available octane.
Janssen 50 says no E85 in Saskatchewan, but have 94 Husky fuel stations. Plus, I always boost stain in my truck.
Perfect.
Other than that, it's quiet over here right now.
Pretty quiet. So one of the things about these 1 inch intercooler fittings is that the intercooler has to be machined and opened up to 1 inch. So we've made that, we have a service where you can send your intercooler core in and have it machined. It's really convenient to have your lower intake manifold ported at the same time. So if that's something you're interested in, just give us a call. It's not up on the website yet, but it will be in the next couple of weeks.
Dale Singe says, hey guys. Rebecca, any updates on the car?
No, not really. Waiting on an engine. Story of having an engine built. You're always waiting on an
Waiting on
engine.
somebody else.
Yep.
Yeah, we should, he'll come get the parts as soon as we get them out.
Okay.
He just needs the oil pump.
Okay.
And we want to get him a new cam sprocket too.
Okay.
Steve Hall, Topper Harley says, thoughts on GT500 doing a burnout up the hill at good wood instead of attacking a decent time, hiding performance?
Ooh. So I think I caught a glimpse of this on the internet.
You can guess that I didn't.
Yeah. I would think as much information is out there on the new GT500, I would think that they would not care about giving away the time, but who knows? I'm kind of like 50-50. Like maybe they did it just for the show. Maybe they did it to hide the time.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Imagine that you were at AMP in Georgia, and I don't remember which turn it is, but there was one that was up a hill, and that you did a burnout up it. And a little bit of a drifting type of thing too.
Gotcha.
Well, what's Bond getting driving? So if he didn't drift or do a burnout,
What's he doing anyways then?
Oh, that sums it up right there. He had to do.
It's style.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know that I turned the boss around on that track.
That was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Nastang says, speaking of boost stain, when road racing, is some boost stain in the tank advisable because of the extreme heat generated? Running that Wisco 93 with up to E15.
All these gas station names, Husky, Whizco. A lot of times they're regional, so we're not used to them.
I know. I was like, I wonder if the husky one, if their like mascot or whatever you call it, their emblem, whatever you call the brand thing. I wonder if it's a dog.
Yeah. Like I was telling somebody, yeah, we've got a Track Attack filled up with Racetrack's finest E85. Well, in Florida, Racetrack is a brand of gas station. Racetrack with a C and without the K. And it's actually, their 93s really, they only carry 92, which is always a bad sign in my opinion. I don't fill up at those gas stations. But they have E85, and that you generally can't screw up too bad.
Steve Hall says, good afternoon, guys. Why does Rebecca look angry? She just spilled her coffee.
No, this is just my face.
She's probably angry with me.
No.
I'm going to get beat later.
Truth be told, I didn't think you looked angry.
No, it's just my face. Like, I'm just not a smiley person.
I have resting bitch face, so
Yeah.
I didn't say the curse word.
no. It's technically, it depends on how you use it, though. Because it is a viable word.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Whereas,
Especially in the dog world.
Yeah.
I say it all the time there.
Whereas the F word, maybe if you're using my metric measurement of horsepower, it might be viable. But otherwise, it's inviable. Unviable?
Cute Shadow Kia would like to know, would you consider the Gen 3 Cobra better than the Boss 302?
I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm confused too.
Like, I'm confused. The Gen 3 Cobra? I don't get it.
Gen 3 Coyote better than the Boss 302.
Oh, I heard Cobra.
Yeah, I heard Cobra too.
So I was confused. Coyote. Gen 3 Coyote better than the Boss 302.
Oh. Handling wise, the car or the engine? The car handles way better than Boss 302. Sorry,
Yeah.
Boss 302 owners.
And I feel like our stance on the Gen 3 Coyote is pretty well known. It's
Coyote
I mean,
swung
it'll get the
world.
job done until it ticks itself to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nasting87 says, good wood is becoming more of a spectacle with some manufacturers rather than the hill climb. It's a whatever.
Oh. I saw a little bit about that, but I still don't know like a whole lot about it. I know they go do things that involve turning.
Q Shadow Kia came back and said the engine, of course.
So the Gen 3 Coyote, not the Cobra. Engine.
Coyote.
Like, they make more power.
Yeah, I mean, it makes more power, but I think that the jury's still out on how reliably.
Like, if it's a Gen 2 Coyote or a Boss 302 Coyote, there have been some instances of stupid amounts of horsepower being made on them.
I was going to say, you made stupid amounts of horsepower on your
On
Boss.
Yeah.
King Cobra says, is it safe to run E85 through ID1000 injectors? I've got a good deal on them.
How good of a deal did you get on them? Seriously, like, pretty much everything's E85 compatible
Yeah.
these days.
Mad Max says, what are your thoughts on Stage 4 Boost Cooler by Snow? Was thinking on adding it to my setup. Have 16 GT with Gen 3 pushing 820 to the wheels.
So, water meth injection.
Mm-hmm. I think if you don't have another option, it's an okay thing to do, but I think there are other options that are
Yeah. Like it's
more reliable, I guess is the way I want to say it.
Yeah, it's more like a Band-Aid. It doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
add horsepower. Like, the cooling systems are pretty good in these positive displacement blowers. I mean, obviously, when you get up over 1,000, we do want to see something like this to get more water volume through the core. But it's, I don't know that water meth is the best thing. Like, it has a very, very specific place when you have no other options, or you don't have access to E85, and you're running a ton of boost.
Yeah.
Jansen50 says, can't wait to see the new Chucky video. What tire is on the rear of Chucky? And any chance of putting a video together for 2 to 3 relay trans brake for the 6R80?
Ooh. So you know what tires are on it.
It's got ET Street, or does it have the ET Streets on
It
it?
has your old tires.
Yeah. So it's got a 275 6015 on it. Which are the only tires to run, in my opinion. They asked me what we should do for a tire. I only have one answer. And trans brake stuff.
Fry2KTV came back and said, the only thing that beats a Gen 3 intake is the Cobra Jet, but the Gen 3 is still your best bang for the buck, based on his opinion on what he's seen running.
I would agree. I think all of our videos prove that. Though there's still some controversy.
You're just a controversial person.
It's funny to me when we like lay out all the data in the video, but people don't take the time to watch all of it, so they arrive at a different conclusion from lack of information.
Dale says he would like to see more videos of the Coyote Fox body also and Chucky.
Oh, is the Coyote Fox body coming back by anytime soon? I don't think
I
so.
don't know that it is.
Yeah, look.
There's
We
an
don't have it
0304 Cobra swapped Fox body here that keeps finding little issues with. And they keep getting fixed, so we'll get to the end of the road eventually.
Would it make sense trying to reduce underhood temps on the S197 platform?
So, I think we've done that a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Big vented hoods.
Yep.
I open tracked a lot, and Rebecca likes how the hood looks on her car.
Mm-hmm.
So she has the same one that I had on my Boss 302. And it definitely becomes, the engine bay is potentially a high pressure area, and you run out of places to vent that air. So the hood's an excellent place.
Yeah.
Hot air rises.
She came back and said, and if so, how without breaking the budget? Exhaust tape? Question mark.
Mm.
So Tiger Racing makes...
Yeah, I do it the right way and get a hood.
Yeah, big Tiger Racing hood.
Yep.
I don't think the exhaust will yield.
I think you're gonna get like, yeah, I don't think you're gonna get a whole lot of coolant.
Benefit.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of work for not a lot of payoff at all.
Like, and when you increase the airflow across the radiator and everything else. So, okay, so this is the problem. The Boss 302s overheat on the track because they can't get enough air through the radiator. So the vented hood takes care of things twofold, getting more air out and improving the efficiency of the system.
Topper Harley says, will a 15 GT with Cobra Jet intake suffer power loss with a 12 GT500 throttle body? He made 416 horsepower, which seems low for a Cobra Jet intake with JLT intake twin 69. He says it was on a DynoJet dyno.
So is he running the GT500 throttle body or the twin 69?
Yeah.
He's
throttle
running
body?
a twin 69 time. My understanding it says 12 GT500 throttle body.
And he wants to know if to switch to 69.
Okay, so he does want to switch to 69. Sorry, our nanny was texting us.
Oh, she didn't text me.
Yeah, she just texted me about what I asked her.
Yeah,
Texted
he's
me
saying
about
twin 69 time question mark.
Oh, okay.
Is it time to go to a twin 69?
I mean, if you look at that cast aluminum GT500 thing, it's inexpensive, but it's pretty raunchy. So, yeah, I'd get a twin 69 on there.
Yeah.
Q Shadow Kia says a lot of aftermarket hoods require additional hood pins. Do those hoods lack structural rigidity, or is it a aero thing, generating too much lift?
So the Tiger Racing hood doesn't require hood pins. And some of it's just, depending on the hood, some of it's just like, that's the only way to latch it, so that's why they require hood pins. But the Tiger Racing hood doesn't, and I've been fast with mine and never had an issue with it, so.
Yeah, really fast. You gonna tell them how fast?
The car's gone 166 a couple of times. I looked at I've got my time slip hanging up in my office when I went 8.0. I was like, yeah, I went 166. And I was like, was it just that one time? And then I found where it had gone 166 before, but we were still figuring out suspension, so I hadn't 60-footed real well. So I think maybe it was on an 8.2 or 8.1. Oh, it was going 166 at Texas 2K also. There was one run where it went 166, and I was like, oh, and then the time that I had the tire with the hole in it at the track at OSW, it went 166.
That
and
was
then
on your 8.0 pass too, right?
No, that was before we went out to Texas 2K. I got a hole in the tire, and it just deflated completely. As I came back to the pits after a 166 pass.
We're like, we better pull this into the trailer before it deflates completely. I think we put air in it and then pulled it into the trailer.
Yeah, and it was like, oh my gosh, we may have to put air in it as we pull it up to the trailer.
Well, and then
And you could hear the hissing. It was so violent.
picked up a nail on the return road or something. And then at the half mile, you went.
And it went 181 at the half mile.
So if anybody ever asks Rebecca how fast her car goes, she can tell them 181.
Yes, that is something as a drag racer that's really hard for me, because people that know nothing about drag racing, I'll be like, oh, how fast does your car go? And I'm like, well, 8.0 in the quarter mile, but what mile per hour? I'm like, 166, but it's been 181 in the half mile, and people want the biggest number. What exactly do you want to tell me? What data are you trying to get out of me? Because I can give it to you all. I just want to give it to you in some type of meaningful way.
Nerds GT says Justin has come a long way since going fast in V6 and 95s.
Yeah. I was thinking about that last night when I was making a Facebook post. My old V6 Mustang, one day to be resurrected. I don't know when that day will be.
It's clean right now,
Yeah,
which is nice.
the body, not the engine. The engine's long gone and it's not coming back.
Slab
Coyotes
Shack,
solve the world.
Slab Shack says, as of today, knowing what you know now, what horsepower level would you tune a stock 1314 GT500 to?
Oh yeah, 950 all day long. Oh wait, I'm not Andrew. I think 800 to 850 is. I think 800 is very safe with the right.
Yeah, and I think it depends on what a person wants too. What are you gonna do with it?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. If you have an 800 rear wheel horsepower car, you really can't use that power for more than a couple seconds at a time on the street. It's not that much stress on the engine if you're only blasting it a couple seconds at a time. But if you had E85 in it, so E85 makes a lot more horsepower than race gas and even butane because of the oxygen inside. So it's free horsepower. So it's horsepower you don't even have to do work for. So a Gen 3R GT500 on E85 at say 800 wheel is, this day and time is really a walk in the park. Cross my fingers, but I think 850 wheel would be a good aggressive limit. Customer says, hey, I want to get aggressive, but they have all the supporting mods, fuel system, E85, long tube headers. I think we could be reasonable about that. I do want to be cautious and not have rods drop out of Andrew's block. And
Lab Shack said, I was thinking the Gen 3 took the stress down.
with the Gen 3 with the what?
Took the stress down.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, it definitely makes more feasible to make power
I mean,
with less risk.
you know, and everybody that was running those cars hard in the beginning had a little 2.3 with the smallest upper and the biggest lower, and those things like hit really hard down low and low RPM cylinder pressure. Everybody talks about it being bad on rods. The Gen 3R comes on, has a nice little, you know, torque peak, and then just keeps on pulling. So it's a much different power curve that I actually think is a lot easier on the engine. Gen 3 and Gen 3R.
Nerds GT wants to know, do you still talk to Pete in Michigan?
No. His name came up. Somebody we know. I heard he's got a small shop working on cars or something up there. So, but no, I don't talk to him.
Beards and Cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Beards and Cars says, I'm pretty sure Just a 6 blew his engine. If so, I'm sure he's going to install that built block, you guys. Make sure you give him all the boost. He has to go rematch Demonology and win. Stick against Auto.
Well, you know, maybe we just need to tune Demonology's car and get things real interesting here. So.
Q Shadow Kia says, do you see issues running 155 miles per hour on a stock car performance package for a prolonged time, Autobahn for the win, on a S550 GT?
Gonna run out of gas in like 50 miles, but
Yeah.
you know, other than that, maybe 60 miles. No, it should get about 5 to 6 miles per gallon at wide open throttle, because you're gonna have to be doing like pretty close to wide open.
Yeah.
The car is technically designed for it. You know, they put the speed limiter there. The cats are designed for high duty. I mean, you could melt a cat if your fuel system isn't up to par, which that does happen quite often, but it should do it. It should be fine.
Diddy Do Dat says, Diddy Do Dat, will you all be getting a GT500 test mule?
Absolutely. Gotta have that GT500.
Have you
We're gonna
decided what
have
color yet?
so much fun with that. I'm not telling anybody the color till I
Black.
get it.
You have like skipped over my turn on cars so
Black.
many times.
I
Notice I
was
said black.
just about to say that it really needs to be your car, because
Black.
it's your turn for a car.
No, like I get upset that you skip over me just because I like things to be fair. Carter gets that from somewhere. Our oldest son really likes things to be fair, but at the same time, like I've got 2 projects that like need my attention as it is. So like if I want to be a reasonable person, which I do, theoretically, I want to be a reasonable person.
Beards and Cars says silver.
Nope. If it's mine,
Black.
it'll be black, without a doubt. Like, and that's the
Matte
only
black.
color. Yep. I mean, I can be
like
any
the
color
matte
black. My Expedition's black even. It's a tuxedo black.
You know, if I was going to pick a color, it'd probably be a pretty wild color at this point, because I haven't had a wild color car.
The orange.
Orange,
green.
green, whatever.
No, Bright Atlantic Blue was kind of wild.
Yeah, it was still, yeah, I guess that's true.
Like, I'm looking at that looks almost like Bright Atlantic
Yeah.
Blue to me.
Mad Max says, what would be your way to go if you would be pulling the Gen 2 engine out and preparing it for maximum boost?
So we're going to do pistons, we're going to do some rods, we're going to do some sleeves, we're going to do some CNC heads from Brett Barber. We're going to choose a camshaft based on whether we want to keep VCT or
Yep.
not. And we're going to party. Oh, we might be doing that in a couple weeks.
So Regan Stang says, are you guys going to do a budget entry supercharged kit for beginners for the S550 platform?
That's a great question, and I have a great answer. We basically have one
Yeah.
already. Our Gen 2R kit, 2.3 liter TVS, is a great value, and
Great performing kit.
yeah.
And with that said, we're pretty well caught up on questions right now.
Awesome. Well, we've got some videos coming out next week with me and you,
Yeah.
but not at the same time.
Yeah.
At different times.
Yep.
And they'll be having lots of fun with their clothes on.
I think I said that it was the most fun I'd had in a long time driving Track Attack.
With your clothes on or without your clothes on?
Either.
You don't have to answer that.
Well, Justin said the Miata was the most fun he's had with his clothes on. So,
The things I say on video sometimes.
Q Shadow says, if you could combine any 2000 plus engine, chassis, trans, suspension, weight mix, what Mustang would you build?
Engine.
Engine, chassis, trans, suspension, and weight.
Does it have to be a Mustang chassis? Because we did talk about
That's so
something.
easy for me.
What'd you say?
This is easy for me.
So we talked about something that is that same color over there as my first car. Just happens to be a different product.
What are we? Oh.
With a Coyote. Coyote swapped the world. And this is another thing that might make the internet angry, but they've been doing it to us for a long time. So I cannot reveal my secret yet.
Oh,
but
I know what you're talking
yes.
about.
It's a spam
What about
call.
you, Rebecca?
Ooh, so like, I immediately want to go to basically what I have because I know it, but probably a 95 Cobra R with a Coyote and a Turbo 400. But my inclination is to stay with that 3-link and do an S197, like an 11 S197. Yeah, I pretty much already have it.
Already have it, already built it, likes it a lot.
I like it. I know what to do with it.
Yeah.
It does it well.
Mad Max is like, build a kit for me to buy and install. So there's a lot of conversation and chatter going on back and forth where they're talking about Gavin's car, and apparently he did blow it up. So it's time for him to build it. And now they're talking about hopefully he'll get a Gen 3R as well. So I'm kind of seeing the chatter go through. It's time for Gavin to turn it up. Beards and Cars says a Corvette with a Coyote swap.
Whoa. Be crazy.
And then Cute Shadow says, I would actually like that.
Really? There's demand for this type of thing.
There's a demand for a Corvette with a Coyote swap.
Yet, nobody can get on board with a 95 Cobra R with a Coyote. I
Well,
mean,
I'm sorry, I didn't have a chance to comment on that. So let's talk about the pros and cons of 95 Cobra R Coyote swaps and the potential options. So pros, it's a very light chassis.
I like it.
It's a classic Mustang look.
I like the way that it looks. I have a soft spot in my heart for a 95 Mustang because that was my first Mustang.
That was 6 years that body style ran for. And then, and actually since 1979 if you count the chassis.
Yeah, if you count the chassis. Yeah.
Older than you.
Yeah.
Older than me. Would you keep the horizontal taillights or would you go to vertical?
Well, blasphemy. Why would you even ask that? The only way to go is a horizontal taillight.
Wow.
Gen 2R.
Well, that pretty much sums things up right now. We can just stop talking about this. Yeah, I don't know if we ever had that discussion before, but now I know that you like the horizontal taillights.
I had the option to get rid of them on the 95
That's right,
car,
you
and
didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah.
It's distinctive. Now, my one thing is I don't like white cars, and that's a big. But I can like a white 95 Cobra R.
Well, you could just paint the Cobra R.
So that again is blasphemy.
Blasphemy. Okay.
But putting a Coyote in there, totally kosher.
That's kind of a loaded question.
So Beards and Cars says you'll really piss off the LS world by swapping out the Camaro. And then Rican's saying you're taking care of that. He's asking for where the kit is. We'll send you a link in just a moment. We'll post that. Q Shadow Kia says in Germany it's less war between Chevy Ford, but more like U.S. muscle versus the world's overpriced Germans.
Are German cars really expensive in Germany? An interesting question. Like I heard they weren't, so.
How I wonder how accessible are U.S. muscle cars in Germany, though. I saw a few over there when I was there, but I didn't.
Since the Mustang became a world car in late 2015, they produce them in the U.S. to international specifications so they can just be shipped there. Because previously they had to be shipped there and modified, and they had to be certified and everything else. So, like, they're accessible, but they're not, because not many people bring them in, is my guess.
Yeah.
It's so different, like, in Europe, too. Like, it's all, like, there's Ford dealers everywhere, like, in the British Islands, but they don't seem to be, they're big on, like, small cars and Rangers.
Yeah.
Small, narrow cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that, too. Slab Shack says 911 Coyote swap.
Oh, my gosh.
This is hurting my heart.
911.
You want...
I'm like very conflicted by this because it's two things that I love so much. And then, yeah, I'm completely like, it's like it's like combining children. No, I don't want to combine them. I like them separate by themselves.
So, can you fit a Coyote in a 911? Like, can you mate it up to the transaxle? What would it be like? That's an interesting...
It's hurting my head to think about.
Yeah.
It's making me a little bit sick to my stomach.
Would it stick out the back? I think so.
It's funny, Q Shadow Kia said, let's give that ugly beetle some mustard up its butt regarding the 911 Coyote swap.
Oh, man. That's pretty funny.
Nick Pond said, just ordered a Gen 3. Do you recommend any shop in the New Hampshire area?
I think, do you know anybody
Who's
up
up
there?
there? I don't know anybody.
So, speaking of Pete's, I believe Pete at Performance Dyno is up there. So he can get it installed for you, tuned for you. Go check him out. Tell him we sent you. Tell him we sent you. Yeah.
Beards and Cars says, does the audience that's here every single week get a discount code? And then he fist bumped me and did a smiley face of sorts. Something we can consider and look into. Topper Harley says cheese graters versus LX tails. That's the real debate.
Cheese graters like I'm thinking like the Pontiac, the Trans Am. Those look like honeycomb. That's the only thing that comes to my mind. But maybe I'm... Oh, those! Okay, so I gotcha. To me, those look like AC vents, not cheese graters. That's why I didn't think about that. To me, a cheese grater is a circle, closer to a circle. But I gotcha.
The things we did in the 80s, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Q Shadow came back since she's in Germany. Says, since 15, it's no issue. My current 10 GT was an import, and there are a couple of dealer import U.S. cars.
Oh, cool.
Poor Boy says, woo, just got here. Good day, VMP. Will we be seeing the video of the ported Cobra Jet and Boss intake? Glad to see the baby.
She's getting big.
Are working on that. That feels like a lifetime
Sure, you guys
ago.
are-
I think it's going to be after we get done with the nitro stuff.
I don't know. She's
Lab Check says there is a Cayman on YouTube with a coyote.
Oh.
I think Power by the Hour did that. Like, I feel like that's a better candidate for a Coyote swap.
Yeah, I agree.
There's
Like,
like,
that doesn't hurt me as much as the 911. You miss a little perfection there.
Beards and Cars says, watching on the clock at work, but I am the boss. Right on. I'm trying to see what else we have here. Rican Stang says, how and why is that? I'm not sure what that question is in response to. So
I think we're just about out of time.
I think so too. Yep, we're at 2:28.
You got any more questions?
Here we go. Just came in. Would a Coyote even fit the C7 engine bay? I think it's way too wide for it.
It's a good question.
Something to consider.
Yeah. Coyote is a wide engine compared to an LS engine. Well,
And then with that,
I think that's
it for now.
that's it. So
Do we have anything coming up to talk about?
we'll have lots of
This
content.
weekend, This weekend, our team is going to make a appearance at, what is it, the Billards in Sanford, Florida? Cars and Cues in Sanford, Florida. So if you want to meet a couple of the VMP crew and wanted to see Track Attack in person, we will have it there on Saturday.
Very cool.
Cool.
Are we making an appearance at the Mustangs in Daytona next week?
Actually, I think that's this week.
It's
Yeah.
starting the 13th.
Oh.
Maybe it is this week.
I don't know. No, I mean, we don't have any plans to.
Okay.
So if anybody's in town for Mustangs at Daytona, feel free to hit up VMP. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Come by. We got T-shirts. You can see what's going on.
Give you a shop tour.
Might be something on the dyno. There's stuff on the dyno all the time.
Always.
I think that's about it. So make sure you like, subscribe. You want to try that?
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.